Hi guys, Voodoo here from IA Airsoft, and I'm bringing you today a review I've been meaning to do for a long time now. This is my G&G TopTech Mp5 Sd5. I kind of wanted to, give it a good game and a good run through first, so I knew what I was reviewing, give it a good combat test. As you can see, this TopTech model, like most TopTech models, has the pneumatic blowback, as I will demonstrate with a bolt here real quick. Just give you a little overview here of the Mp5, and then we will be on to the shooting test like usual in my videos. That speaks a lot for the performance of the gun, just seeing it shoot for yourself, seeing its grouping, and then we will move on to the review.
With the G&G TopTech Sd5, okay? Mp5, sorry, Sd6. This has the pneumatic blowback in it, so when we get her loaded up, when we get her shooting, we'll get a little clip of that as well. Alright. Face-to-case slap, of course. Alright. Semi-auto, then we're going to go to full auto. Alright. We're using the iron sight for this one. Flick it to full auto, and again we'll get some footage of that bolt moving. .20 m Mp5 Sd5. We'll go down and see what it's done to.
So guys, here now we can see that we have the target grouping, and you can really see it's flipped upside down, by the way. That's why it looks different to the video. You can really see how most of the rounds did hit in the center. Now most of those were the full auto ones, and the semi-auto ones, I think it was the hop up or the wind, or even my fault, but they flew a little high. Okay, so most of the ones you're seeing here is the full auto accuracy, which is pretty impressive. That it's good and consistent, especially considering the wind we had.
Okay guys, so we are reviewing my G&G TopTech Mp5 Sd5. Again, it's TopTech, so everything here is full metal. That's fairly obvious. I'm not going to say that everything on the gun's metal, because there's things on the real Mp5 that aren't metal. But anyway, that's externals. So G&G Mp5. Now, I've been meaning to do this for a while, but I really wanted to take it out and run it first paces, just to see what it was like. Give you a good detailed review. Anyway, so very, very nice. Alright. A good solid weight. It weighs about the same as a decked out M4, that's full metal, I'm not too sure what the metal is. It's probably aluminium, CNC, but there's one thing of detail I want you to bring in on the body. I want to bring here on the body is, if then you can zoom in here, and the camera will focus a weld line. All right. Now, obviously, and you'll see one as well. You see that? All right. So those weld lines. Now, it's just the attention to detail. That is how the real Mp5 is put together. Okay. And obviously they haven't welded it, it's CNC, but they've gone along. I don't know if it was with a Dremel or what, but yeah, just so it looks like it's been welded on. Of course, that's on both sides. Again, G&G TopTech, brilliant attention to detail. Now, what I'm going to mention that there is no trace on this whatsoever. I don't know why. I thought G&G had the H&K license, but anyway. The only thing you'll see on this is obviously your ambidextrous firing symbols, your safe, single, on auto. There's no 3-round burst, like the Navy one. This is the standard one. And of course, you just have your made in Taiwan. That's the only thing you have. Inside the stock, there's a little G&G Mp5, and it's labeled up, the higher part of the stock. I'll explain that later. But yeah, the reason I got the full stock version instead of the you know, the retractable stock one is because it's a lot nicer for you. It's a lot nicer to shoulder, you know. And I actually think it looks better. I mean, you guys can comment below and say, SD6 is better, you know, Navy Seals, all that. But, you know, I'm a big fan of the fixed stock here. And another reason is it really applies to airsoft, is you can fit big batteries inside this, okay? You'll be able to fit anything large type in there, you know. I'd say 3,300 milliamps is what I have in there at the minute, large type. 8.4, but you can fit a 9.6, and you could probably fit a 5,000 milliamp battery in there, which is massive. It's going to last all day, just like the 3,300 does. Alright, so another thing, you probably know this already, you know, if you're looking to get the gun and you're interested in it, but the G&G has a pneumatic blowback, okay, just like all the TopTechs. So I'm going to stick the mag in here, and we're just going to discharge a few rounds off over there so you can get a good picture of that. Again, watch the shooting review, you would have seen this bolt in action anyway. 2 rounds are setting me out the window there. Alright, see the bolt moving? Okay. Now, the whole way back, that's because there's no BBs in the magazine, that's my fault. Alright, but anyway, yeah, so this gun, it prevails for me over the SD6 because the SD6 batteries will be located in the hand grip. But it's so easy, just to pop the stock off. All you have to do, slide down like that, and off comes your stock. And again, you can see in there when the camera focuses, big battery capacity, okay? And on the back there, G&G, again, not skipping corners, probably won't focus, but up the top here, it's written up, okay? So that's your stock, the butt stock, the lid of it, sticks on there, and then you slide it up like that, and it hooks in. Alright? So, yeah, a very nice gun, and it shoots amazing. Now, one thing to do with now we're on to the performance of it, you know. One thing to do with the performance, the hopper is amazing, okay? Unlike the cheaper, you know, the ones like G&G, the China brands, the hopper is located inside the bolt here. You can see that. Alright, you move it forward for less hop and back towards you for more hop, okay? You see that? And up there, that's the pneumatic cylinder for the bolt. Alright, so, another thing as well, with this gun, it's G&G, high quality, metal isn't pot metal, it's not going to break on you, so you can HK slap this as much as you like. I can't see it breaking, I really can't, it's solid. With a nice silencer here, it's on a 40mm thread, I believe. Let's take it off, I have to look. Can't remember. But yeah, the silencer, the inside of the silencer is stuffed with foam, but again, the aesthetics of the gun, the bolt slides back and forward, which gives you a really nice clanging sound. So it sounds a bit realistic. Alright, so when we take this off, you think actually the barrel would run to the end of the silencer, it doesn't. So you can stick a nice little flash hider on the end of that if you want it. You know, it's very customizable. Easy to break down, these guns are as well. German engineering for you. But yeah, this gun, it's great to run in field. I use G&G .25s, wouldn't use anything lighter, especially for the wind. But yeah, it's great, really good to run in field because of the hop-up. Now, the barrel length is very short, as you can see. I mean, that's about 200mm, yeah? So, very short barrel, but really, I believe the range is the hop-up. And if you use a good heavy BB, you'll be hitting people well out to 50 meters, providing the weather's good. Alright, another testament to that is at the minute I'm running a 4x32 ACOG, which was for my M4, but it sits on there nice, and you know, good magnification, and the gun can shoot out far enough that ACOG to be effective. I'm going to be putting a main point on it, and that brings one more thing to mind, very forgetful just like usual, is the rail here. Now, that's your claw mount rail, and most MP5s you see out there will not come with this. And you know, a company can charge you 20 quid for that easily, you know, 20 euro. But G&G, they include that in the package, which I think is a really nice thing. You know, it really brings the MP5 into the 21st century.
because you're gonna want to be running your aim point, you're gonna want to be running your holographics and all the rest on this gun, you know, especially if you're running CQB. But yeah, another thing, again, I have so much to say about this gun because I've waited so long before I reviewed it. Probably gonna be lagging on. Anyway, so you know, your sights are standard. You got your drum sight there, which you can twist around. That's got 5 different apertures. All right, and before I didn't even need, you know, you'd be screwed there to dial it in for windage and elevation, but I never even needed to dial it in. Day I got it, took it out in the garden, had a think with it, you know, 10, 20 meters, it was hitting target brilliantly, you know, it was, the sights were dead on, factory. Alright, so, I hope you enjoyed the review, guys. The next video will probably be combat footage, you know, when we're next away skirmishing down country. But, that's it guys from me, thanks for watching.